Hello?
What is up?
Hello.
Look at me scratching my face.
What's going on? Hello, everybody. Greg, what are your favorite welcomes from all time? Like from a TV
How's
show?
it?
Or you got to mute your... you forget that every single week.
Every week.
From like a TV
Who is
show or like a podcast or like a talk show, like Hi-Ho Kermit the Frog or Hey
How's
You
it?
Guys. Any
It was one of the
welcomes?
Sports Center guys. Who was it? He was like white guy that grew up in Hawaii, or he had some Hawaiian ties or something. But he used to say, "How's it? How's it?" every time they start.
That's not Kenny Mayne, was it?
No, not Kenny Mayne. I can't think of his name.
That's the only one I could think of.
Tall
Stewart.
guy. He had glasses, but had like it wasn't Scott Van Pelt. This guy had like hair, like good hair. grayish, like kind of like dark hair, but kind of grayish, like salt and pepper, kind of, you know.
Did he go back and forth between like regular news and then Sports Center?
No,
Okay.
not like Keith Olbermann.
Oh, that's who I was thinking.
He's so Keith Olbermann something. He just smug. Like he would say something and then kind of look at the camera like
He didn't seem
this
to
little
fit
smirk,
this
like-
the Sports Center
Yeah.
cast of Stuart Scott and Kenny Mayne and who's the other guy that now has his own
Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick, like all those guys.
I can't think. Everett. What was his
Neil.
Neil Everett.
Neil
I think
Everett.
that's the guy that said,
Okay.
"How's it?"
Oh,
Not
yeah,
that my favorite.
Kind of seemed like the smaller dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that was
He grew
my
up in
favorite. I
Hawaii?
just thought of it. I don't know. That's a Hawaiian thing, right? How's it?
How's it?
Yeah.
I should know.
You should. Why? Because you've been there like every.
You know how many people ask me
twice
if
a-
I'm from Hawaii? Here at Northridge?
Well, you're there all the time.
I know. Oh, do you go see family? Do you have family
Yeah.
there?
No, I just like going to Hawaii. Like
just-
millions of people every year go. It's just that's where you go.
Yes.
You go
That's what I do
to Hawaii
on vacation.
So, yeah.
So favorite welcomes, greetings from a TV show. I like Joe Rogan. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
I like that. I know.
Yeah.
I keep thinking I'm going to use it on the weekend, and I never do.
It's not a show. It's on a movie.
What's that?
Welcome to Jurassic Park. No,
That's your favorite?
not favorite. I'm just trying memorable.
Memorable.
I'm trying to think of memorable welcomes. One of my favorites because always been a big college football fan is oh my gosh, I'm why am I not able to think of names of people?
Is your USC people?
No, long time Brett Musburger. I was like one of the most
okay.
famous sportscasters ever, right? But he would always say like they would come live, they would show the picture of the field. He would always start with, "You are looking live at the Los Angeles Coliseum or whatever." And it was just always like fun, like, oh, it's like happening, right? The games get ready to start. You're looking live. But I heard him in an interview a couple of years ago say he would always say that because of gambling, like just to let people know this is live. Kind of, it's not like a tape delay.
That's funny.
Because so as a little kid, I remember college football was often tape delayed. Like USC would be on, their games would be on like 11 o'clock at night on Saturdays. So I would take a nap on Saturday just so my parents would let me stay up to watch
the late.
at least part of the game so I could watch some of it with my dad. But yeah, You Are Looking Live. I remember that one. Memorable hellos or favorite welcomes? I don't know.
TV show?
TV show. Survivor.
Survivor? I don't know.
The
I
first-
don't ever watch Survivor.
I love Survivor. I got on Survivor a little bit late. Well, a couple years in. Like I didn't start with it, but probably the third year, maybe second or third year.
And they have a regular welcome thing? that you
Yeah.
can do?
So like the first episode of of each season, Jeff Probst or however you say his name, the host.
Jeff
They'd
Probst.
start with like the island or like these people coming in on a boat, like everyone on one boat, or sometimes they'd have the two tribes already separated on boats and they're coming in and he's like, talking about wherever they are, whether it's Samoa or Fiji or, whatever island they're at. And they would kind of talk through all the people, but then he would end the opening scene where it would be him talking, but he's like hanging out of a helicopter and they'd pan out real, and you just see this wide scope of the ocean and the island and he's in the helicopter and he's still, there and he's like, "Welcome to Survivor Samoa," or whatever the season is. that's always fun. It's exciting.
Sure.
So yeah,
It's just the first episode.
it's just the first one.
I'm not a huge Survivor fan, but I love Survivor shows.
So you like fake shows, not
Oh,
reality.
come on. No.
Not reality.
Fake real shows.
Reality shows?
Come on now. There's a show on History Channel called Alone.
Oh, I thought you meant like Lost and those kind
No,
of like
no.
Gilligan's Island. And
No,
stuff.
like
Is
reality.
Gilligan's Island a Survivor show? It
I know,
is.
but last time I
The
was
original.
a couple times ago when I was in Hawaii.
Back home visiting family.
Yeah, yes, back home visiting family. We went out to the southeast coast of Oahu, and they have the Army base there. I think it's Army. Yeah, Marine base is in the middle of the island. Army base is out on the coast. And my parents have a friend whose son lives on Oahu. And he's a retired serviceman. He has a slip on the Army base. So we went out on his boat. And the island, we drove around the island that they filmed Gilligan's Island on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
But no, I'm talking about like real shows.
How close was it to like the main?
It was pretty close.
Like
It was
how
not
far
a
of
3-hour tour.
How long was this boat ride? Like 10 minutes?
It took us 10 minutes to get down the coast where this island was,
Mm-hmm.
and the island was maybe 200 yards away from the mainland. Now they
Swimmable.
Use it, yeah, right. Now they use it as research to like marine biology research, especially related to like the bleaching of the coral and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm talking about like real survival shows, like Bear Grylls. Remember Bear Grylls?
Yeah,
Is
I
he
like
still
Bear
a thing? I
Grylls.
loved Bear Grylls. I know when
He's-
he got busted.
I know.
That was unfortunate because I like him as just as a person, like as a
Yeah.
on-screen guy. I like British accents. If I could,
Yeah, he seems so likable
Right.
too. Yeah, the kids like his show. Yes, he is still around. He has a show on Netflix that the kids like because it's like a kind of like a choose your own adventure thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can make
Yeah.
him eat weird things,
and the kids
stuff.
always try to kill him. They always try to like figure out how can we make Bear Grylls sick and die or
That's
get
funny.
chased by a lion or something.
And he
Yeah.
does some crazy things, which even if he's not staying overnight in some of these places,
Yeah.
which was the big criticism that he's like right next to,
In the Hilton.
he's still doing he's still doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah. He's kind of showing you how to survive,
Yeah.
but it was implied, or I don't know if he was trying to imply that like, hey, I'm out here surviving.
Sure. It made it,
But then the criticism came and
talk
it was
about
like, well, I'm
hanging out
just
of
showing you survival
hanging out
conditions.
of a helicopter. He would a lot of his entrances to the show.
Oh,
he
yeah.
would hang from it because he's a
Yeah.
former British
Like
military guy, special
op
forces.
guy, yeah.
And he would like be hanging from the helicopter, drop into the ocean, swim to some
Yeah.
island, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then supposed to be, but his thing was always how to not just survive, how to get out, like
Right.
how to self-rescue. Whereas a guy like remember the Survivor Man. What was that guy's name?
Les Stroud.
Les Stroud.
Yeah.
I liked that one because he would always go in and just kind of.
He loves Bigfoot now. He's the Bigfoot guy.
I know that's too
right?
bad.
So, yeah.
But he would always go into a place and like intentionally stay there for like 6 days or
Yeah.
something.
He was actually like surviving.
Yeah, and he would show you survivor skills that was really interesting. There's a show now that's on the History Channel called Alone. Have you ever heard of that show? They take 10 contestants. Now this one's different because all these shows that we just talked about, including your joke from this weekend, which I thought was funny.
Thanks.
Credit
It
to
was
Frank.
Frank's. Frank Wellen.
These people are not surviving in a tropical area. They're surviving in the Canadian Northwest.
Yeah.
And,
Way more brutal.
right. And so it's 10
Yeah.
contestants, and they have a packing list of like 12 items that they can take with them. And it's the last person standing gets $500,000.
So there's no timeline. It's
There's
just
no
like
timeline. It could be 2 weeks. It could be
Yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty cool show. Now they're up in this place in the Canadian Northwest in grizzly bear country.
Ooh.
And so every episode you'll see a grizzly bear pop up.
Ugh.
And they were, in addition to their survival items, they were given both bear spray and those like bear poppers, which make a loud popping noise to try to scare them off. But let me ask you this: how do you think you would do it in a survival?
Oh, I'd die. I would die. I'm just because when
Like
you're
in the
talking,
tropics, Or would you?
I'm picturing myself with like this bear survival stuff and a grizzly bear coming and me doing the popper and like hitting myself or doing it wrong and spraying myself, or the bear just spraying the bear and him just kind of like just kind of laughing it off and coming
Just be
out.
like,
Yeah.
to slap you.
Because really, at the end of the day, a grizzly bear, I mean, if he wants to kill you, you're going to die.
Right. Yeah. Did you ever see Revenant?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I know. I never
That's a
did.
pretty crazy
Yeah.
bear attack scene with
Leonardo.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Kind of satisfying to watch Leonardo. No, I did.
He's can be pretty good.
Okay. I don't care. I don't hate Leonardo. I just thought it'd be funny to ask that question.
I don't know. I mean, it's so violent that I don't think it can be, no matter
Yeah.
who it is.
Was it that bad?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
like,
grizzly bear.
Unless it's like Hitler.
Oh yeah, then
Then you probably might feel
Yeah.
pretty good about that. But
or
it
the
was-
end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
the
The twist.
Yeah.
That's extremely violent, but it's like, and it's not how that happened. That story, obviously,
Right.
but that twist was like kind of like,
it was crazy.
yeah,
But because of who it was done to, there's a satisfaction
Right.
to it.
yeah. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that got really dark and serious. for-
So you think you would not do well?
I don't think so because I mean,
Would you do better in a tropical area or in a colder climate?
I think anyone would. I think anyone should do better in a tropical. Like cold is just if you don't get warmth and shelter.
Can you build a fire
Right away.
by hand without either matches or
No, I am not confident
like a
enough to say
fire
that.
starter?
No.
Like you can do it with just sticks.
Oh, with like a.
no, not a
You
magnesium
can't even have like
strip.
a flint and steel. No,
No.
like just with sticks.
Yeah. Could you
I
do
don't
it?
know. I don't know. I've
You
never
were,
tried.
did you ever do Boy Scouts?
No.
Okay.
I just
Cub Scouts?
No, my son did for 2 years, and okay, what I got to share here is I don't want to.
Offend?
No,
Oh, okay.
listen, my true story, because two of the other adult men that were involved in this story when we had our kids, our Cub Scouts out just a couple of months ago. And we may or may not have gotten lost in Henry's Woods here in Rogers, which is like a 6-acre wooded area with streets on all area, and you could see trucks and cars.
It's in between
passing.
94 and Brockton. Or
we weren't
whatever
really
the
lost.
road is.
Here's what happened. It was like evening, and we were out there, and it was raining. It had been raining a lot the week prior, and it was kind of like there's a break in the weather, and we had the kids out there, and it was early spring, so like the trails. Have you been to Henry's Woods? I think we
No.
talked about this.
Yeah,
you
we
didn't
did
even know
talk
it
about it.
existed.
I didn't-
It's a nice little wooded area. It's very small.
All I
right?
know is they take wedding pictures. Out
Yeah,
there.
lots of pictures get taken there, but it's a cool little walking trails and stuff. But all the trails were covered over by leaves that were left over from. There was still, if I remember right, there may have even still been a little bit of ice and stuff on the ground, but lots of puddles and stuff. So there were no trails. So we're walking through, and then lots of trees down that had fallen over the winter that hadn't been cleaned up yet.
Are you with your kids?
We had the Cub Scouts, so there was
All of
like.
them?
Well, just our group, which was only 4 kids,
Okay.
but there were 4 adults also. so
There's 4 adults.
so we're
I
in
thought
the
you
middle of
just
this.
said
It started
3.
getting, the clouds came in. It started getting dark quick. There was thunder and lightning, and it was like, oh, actually, that's the same night I was on the phone with Jordan because our dog swallowed some prescription medication, and then she's panicked, and she's like, we got to get, yeah. I ended up that night at the emergency vet.
Okay, I remember.
Different story.
Remember that?
But yeah, we got lost, kind of. We couldn't find the trail, like the right walkway out once it was started raining. So it's funny. So Jeremy Peterson, I'll just throw him out because he's funny, and he would tell a story also. But we joke constantly about how funny that would have been in the newspaper, like local scout group gets lost in
Henry's
6-acre wood. Yeah.
That'd be something like I'd news of the funny, weird stuff I'd read on this podcast.
It seems like it would be a Babylon Bee article, but it really happened. And so that's a long story to say, no, I don't feel confident in myself of being able to survive any type of survival situation. I'm a city boy. I could survive in the city.
Urban survival.
Right. Suburban. Suburban. It's rough, man.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes.
Well, I think in one of Bear Grylls' episodes, he does like urban survival.
Yeah.
Where he's busting into these old condemned buildings and like
Oh, right.
doing makeshift
Yeah.
stuff out of old pipes and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy on this side of the TV screen to watch and be like, oh, what is he doing? Like I watch Alone a lot, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, you're an idiot. But when you're actually there, especially Alone,
Right.
because they are all by themselves.
Alone.
They have to do this camera stuff themselves. They get regular health checkups and all that stuff every once in a while.
There's
They have
predators.
There's
I mean,
predators. They have a sat phone that they can tap out with.
Mm-hmm.
Like not half, maybe a quarter of the contestants have burned down their own like settlements that they've
See,
made.
one season I watched that.
Yeah.
That happened to two people.
Two
yeah.
people. And it's
Yeah.
just, and you want to sit there and criticize them,
Right.
but at the same time, it's really hard.
And they're really cold, and they're trying to keep warm.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
And then just the psychological nature of it, being by
alone.
yourself.
Yeah,
and
which
being
actually
cold
I
and
think
out
I
of your
could probably
comfort.
deal with that a lot better than,
Yes, I agree. Same. I could deal with that part a lot better than I
you
can.
wouldn't miss your family.
Yeah, I would, but I could deal with that part better than the actual survival skills.
Some dude in the most recent episode, like 3 episodes in, so it's only like not even 3 weeks, he made this awesome shelter. He could probably have eaten a little bit more, but he was comfortable, except for he had to tap out because he was missing his family so much.
Oh, yeah.
Big burly, tough guy.
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
No, that would get hard.
So you mentioned Babylon Bee.
Yeah.
Do you like Babylon Bee?
Yeah, they're funny.
Yeah. I was looking at
Sometimes.
their website, and if you don't, explain to people what Babylon Bee is for those that don't know.
Babylon Bee is satirical news, right? It's like fake news.
Fake news?
Literal fake news.
Okay.
Like, well, they make up fake headlines and fake stories, but kind of based off of real things happening in the world. Or actually the ones I laugh at the most are like church world things. I think that's really where they got their start, was more church culture.
Isn't
stuff.
it considered a conservative Christian?
Well, yeah, that seems to be like the angle, or at least the.
But it's not.
Well, it's not real. It's not real news.
But is it a conservative Christian publication?
I guess so.
Yeah. It's not The Onion. I mean, it's basically The Onion.
It's a Christian version, or
Oh, so it is a Christian version.
I think they started that way.
Okay.
I think the guy that started it, but now it's different. I think he sold it. I think it's someone else runs it. But I think the guy that started it was actually a pastor.
Okay.
I believe so. I most definitely could be wrong, but
Sure.
I think I heard that sometime.
Have you found anything on? I see every once in a while when somebody posts something, but I don't subscribe to their threads or anything like that, or Twitter. I don't even know where they post this stuff other than their website. But do you see their regular posts?
I don't know, because the algorithm thing.
Just seems to pop up every
I
once in a
do follow
while.
them, but I don't see them very often, and then I see them sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, I pulled up there on their website. They have a page called the group with the greatest hits.
Okay.
So I thought I would just read some of these.
Okay.
It might.
I'm gonna get coffee and I'll do a spit take. Like, you just read one and I'll spit it out on it.
Cracker Jack changed his name to more politically correct Caucasian
I
Jack.
knew where that was going immediately. Okay.
That was funny. See, now they have a lot of them that are directed towards specific people.
Yeah.
Which I remember back in the day, it was more general, where it just, especially I liked, like you said, a lot of the ones that made fun of like Christian culture,
Yeah.
and church culture.
Yeah.
But it was more vague and it was more non-specific. Like they had one about sound man completes a perfect weekend.
Right. Yeah,
that kind of
those-
stuff.
yeah.
Worship leader, something about worship leader in skinny jeans.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. But then they started going in and like naming specific people. Like I remember that the first one that sort of like maybe was, even though I'm not a big fan, who's that big dude? Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
They
like
did
to
a
make
Joel
fun of
Osteen. They
Osteen.
like poking fun of him. And when they started really directing it towards specific people, even if it's people that I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan of,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Um,
And they definitely go over the line, over the top.
like I don't even
little
want to
bit.
read the next one.
Yeah. They get into politics and yep. It's funny. It's meant to be humor, right? But
Yeah.
you
All right,
see
I'll read
like
this one.
that they're kind of
Bernie tests negative for president.
Aw. That's funny, but
It
it's
is, but it's still. I mean, and it's not even fake news. It's
what I'm laughing at is looking at the picture because this look, it's just kind of this like sad kind of look to like, oh,
Yeah.
I tested negative,
Um,
but yeah,
inspiring celebrities spell out, "We're all in this together" with their yachts.
my favorite, my favorite.
See, that was funny because
Yeah.
it's not like poking fun of anybody specific. Motorcycle who identifies as bicyclist set cycling world record.
Yeah, topical, the Olympic thing.
Let's see. I don't want to. Again, I'm trying to stay away from that. A man identifying as 6-year-old crushes game-winning homer in T-ball championship.
Yes, remember the movie Benchwarmers?
Yes.
It was awful. Remember that they
Yeah.
got the Dominican guy, and he
I
was a grown
vaguely
man.
Remember it.
And they were like, he wrote with, I think it was even in crayon. It was a picture and then written on a piece of paper, I am 12. This is my birth certificate. Yeah. Yeah, that's
funny.
what it reminded me of.
Walmart now requires all shoppers to wear pants. Did they not before? Is that
Walmart, there's that stereotype at Walmart, like you'll see people wearing, have you ever seen there's a website, The People of Walmart? You've never seen that? Might be a Facebook or a Instagram page too.
Sure it's not the dark web?
No, but it's people. You could see it at any store, but for some reason it became a Walmart thing. I will say this: what's weird about Walmart is you could walk into a Walmart anywhere, even in other countries,
And it's the same.
and it's just the same, and you don't get this sense. Okay, same country, different state, Hawaii. I remember walking into Walmart in Kauai, and like
I've been there.
walk right in. And it's like I might as well be at Walmart in Maple Grove or Elk River. It's like you
Yep.
feel like you're just
Which
in a
is
very
not-
familiar place.
It was slightly different going into a Target at Hawaii.
I don't think we went into Target.
Yeah, my brother and I went into Target on Maui when we were kind of bumming around waiting for his plane to leave.
Yeah.
And it was slightly different. I mean, I had obviously all the same colors and all that stuff, but it felt more like Walmart organization and Target look,
Yeah.
but there was only one entrance, and so it made for a lot of traffic in that area, but it was still the big building. But yeah.
That, and then I remember going into Walmart in Mississippi, in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Ugh.
And it was like the same, though. It's like you walk in and it's like, wow, I felt like at that time, I mean, I still lived in California. I remember thinking like, well, it's like Walmart in Chino. Crazy.
Here's some trending stuff on Babylon Bee. Babylon Bee presents the top 10 countries.
This would be
Number
fun.
10, the United States.
Number 10.
Coming in at number 10 is an old classic. The United States has consistently placed in the top 10 since the first united.
What was the first?
Since the state's first united. Number 9, America. Spacious skies, amber waves of grain, purple mountains, majesty. Who doesn't love America? Number 8, the United States of America. E pluribus unum, baby. Number 7, America, a fabled land in the southern half of North America known as the foremost exporter of the world's 3 best things, faith, family, and firearms. Number 6, Murica, also known as Texas. Number 5, the country between Canada and Mexico. In the north and the south, these are the two lame and boring countries, but smack dab in the middle is the greatest stretch of land on the earth. We can't think of its name, though. Number 4, the U.S. of A. This country is widely known to have the best food, the most freedom, the nicest people, the most beautiful women, and the manliest men. Number 3, Micronesia.
They just drop a different one in there.
They have lots of tuna, which
Yeah.
is high in vitamin B. Good job, Micronesia. Number 2, the land of the free and the home of the brave. This mythical land is inhabited by most fearsome, freedom-loving warriors on the earth. Don't mess with them. Number 1, America. Kind of like America, but louder with more conviction. Go America.
Oh, it's all caps. I
Yeah.
see.
Anyway,
That's funny.
that is pretty funny.
And
Number
also accurate.
the most it is the 7 most iconic Christian fashions. This is funny. The number 1, the floor-length denim skirt.
Oh, I remember when you wore one that one time.
The denim
No,
skirt.
I'm just joking. That one time you were leading worship and you had that. No, okay.
I did have to wear a kilt,
Oh yeah,
but I don't think
for
I
wedding.
wore it on the weekend. Somebody dared me, and I chickened out. I think.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
But the floor length denim skirt is an interesting look because it says denim says casual. Right, right. Is that what denim's supposed to be? Like
Yeah.
casual?
What is skirts?
But it's like floor length too. Like it
Casual
you
and
but you
modest.
you're also gotta be it's casually modest and
The floor-length denim skirt isn't that yeah.
fundamental. Yeah.
Number 2, the
Yeah.
John the Baptist camel hair robe and sandal combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the John the Baptist diet to take off. As like a as like a thing.
Grubs
Grasshoppers and
grasshopper, yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fun fact, interesting thing. When Jordan and I were in Israel in 2000,
You ate grasshoppers.
2011. No, but the tour guide, who was a Israeli guy, was saying that the honey is actually probably date syrup, like syrup from dates, like in the tree. And I just thought that was interesting. Probably wasn't like bee honey, but like date syrup.
Yeah.
I thought, well, whatever.
Interesting.
I'd take either. So
You know what that reminds me of?
no.
Indiana Jones with the monkey eats the poison dates.
Oh yeah, that's
Anyway.
right.
Number 3, homeschooler bowl cut.
Homeschooler bowl cut.
Yeah, when you're a busy mom with
Mm-hmm.
12 kids, you don't have time or money to get haircuts for everyone. Just stick a bowl on their head and snip everything below it.
Yeah.
A timeless look. Number 4, the Hebrew tattoo you forgot the meaning of. Which I keep going back to Hebrew tattoo that I want to get.
What's it mean?
It says Levite, and I want to get Levite in Hebrew,
Oh,
which I'll probably talk about the weekend that I'm speaking at
Levite.
Levite. Yes. Number 5, the prosperity preacher suit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good. I was gonna say it's not a good look. It's like a good. Like I could picture that image, like in all those guys. Yes.
6, these are the Calvinist plaid shirt and beard combo.
Yeah. Definite look of especially.
That's why I don't have a beard.
Yeah. I just go with the beard,
just-
not the plaid.
Okay.
Especially like the. What year is this? I don't know. Where were we? 2021. So I'd say the 2010s to teens, like the 20 teens, and there that got really popular. Look. Yeah.
And the last one, the deep V.
Oh,
with skinny
yes,
jeans.
Yes. That's your realm,
I
the
don't-
worship pastor.
No, you
thing,
gotta
yeah.
have hair. In your
You got a
shirt.
V going with your button.
I don't, but I don't have. It's not a V.
Yeah,
Like, so you
that
can't
was
see.
gross though. That look was just.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys it was deep, like way down.
deep.
It's just like, why? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing
And
here?
then the skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Come on, I just watched. Now this isn't skinny jeans; it's leather jeans. But the Friends reunion
Yeah.
on HBO Max,
Yeah.
and it is still pretty funny when Ross wears those leather pants and they
Mm-hmm.
get stuck on him, and he's trying to use baby powder to get them off, and it turns into paste and all that stuff.
Gross.
It's pretty funny. Anyway,
Yeah, I knew skinny jeans were a bad idea when I found them in my size. I was like, why? No,
I'll
just
wear
a-
them if you wear them.
No,
Just one Sunday.
not gonna happen.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get on to some Northridge news here. What's happening? I mean, it is summer. So there's not a ton, huge amounts of stuff going on, but there are still some things we want to let you know about. The most important thing, and I'll be saying this until the day of, probably until it's over. Speaking of, I got to call the hotel still. I should probably do that after this. But on July 22nd, Out of the Dust is coming. It's a husband and wife musical duo. They're very talented. They have an incredible story, and they blend their music with their story together. It's here at Northridge, July 22nd at 7 o'clock, and it's free. And we just would encourage you, if you love the music, give them a love free will offering, because that's all we're going to get them here is, I promised them at least 30 people.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd like to see.
They're great.
I'd like to see at least 100 people here. And if you could each give them, $10 or something. No, $20. No, $25. I don't know.
Like an auctioneer. It's just like,
right. Just
do I hear?
I know a lot of you have seen them before, and a lot of you love them. So just love them and take care of them so they can keep doing what they're doing, because their message is so important.
It is.
So many people need to hear it, and their music is worth it.
Right.
Christian concerts these days. I think I saw some dude who this is a few months ago, but he was just talking about getting tickets for some Christian concert. He paid like $78 for it.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's probably not that good either.
And you're going to get, what are we doing? We're doing root beer floats afterwards.
Yeah. Root beer floats. Yeah.
Root beer floats.
Yeah.
Or you can just have the ice cream.
Or the root beer.
Or just the root beer.
Yeah.
But just to hang out, fellowship, you can meet them because they're very personable. They've got a couple kids. I don't know if the kids will be here or not. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome night. And this is a really good event to invite somebody who's maybe not a church person, because it's not an overly churchy religious event. The music is quality, and they do talk about how Jesus redeemed their marriage, but it's not like a worship thing. It's just really good music, really heartwarming, compelling storytelling, and it's just in a good place. So invite a friend who maybe doesn't normally go to church. You keep looking out there with weird things.
There's a lift driving down the street.
Yeah.
It's just,
and a guy riding it.
Yeah, a guy driving a giant
So
cherry
that's
picker.
July 22nd, Out of the Dust concert here, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Invite as many people as you want.
Yeah, as far as the free will offering, I mean, one thing I've learned over the years about Northridge Fellowship is that the people here are extremely generous. Like, so I know we'll make them feel welcome and, appreciated and all that stuff. So, yeah.
What other news do we got here?
There are mission trips going on, which is exciting because
there's one this weekend.
Yeah, we didn't do anything last year. We couldn't do any of the mission trips, but July is typically event-wise, like you said, there's usually kind of a lower month, but there's usually a lot of mission trips. And whereas there's not some of the trips we've done in the past, there's this weekend they're doing the Jesus on the River trip. I think they left today. Dan left or something today, right?
Yep.
Or
South Dakota.
Yeah, with the
Legacy Fishing. Rob Watlow.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's a Net Lake trip coming up. I think you could still jump in.
End of the month or beginning of July or August?
Yeah, it was the end of 24th rings a bell, I think.
Okay. And you can still get on board.
You can still
for that
jump
one.
on board with that one. That's Indian Reservation up north.
Yep.
And it sounded like they're doing a lot of it's like some social activities with the church and the ministry there that we support. And
the same community that we've been working with for like 8 years, but there's a new leadership of the church within the last year and a half. So
and that church does a lot in the community and some really cool stuff. So you
talk
can
to Dan.
jump in on that.
Email missions@nrf.life. Is there another mission trip?
I think that's it from the mission trips.
Yeah, in terms of mission stuff, make a different stuff though. Every Thursdays from 1:30 to 4, they're doing food drive, feeding food for the Mobile Hope, which is the Dayton Mobile Home Trailer Park.
in conjunction with Cross.
in conjunction with Cross, and they really need help
Mm-hmm.
with people giving out food, moving food from Cross to the Mobile Hope
Yeah.
station. I think you can either just show up on a Thursday at 1:30 or give the office a call, talk to Diane.
Yeah,
And
that's a good move.
yep.
Diane will give you the right info.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else? Need help on Sunday mornings with kids.
Mm-hmm.
We really want to keep kids programs going on through the summer, and that requires people to help and
Yeah.
to serve. And it can just be one week out of a month, or if you want to love on Jackie and Courtney, sign up on a regular
Yeah.
basis.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, get in touch with kids at nrf.life, or just get in touch with Jackie or Courtney.
This time of year, I know a lot of people, Minnesotans value their summer weekends, or they're gone at the cabin and whatnot. But a lot of people don't realize almost every week throughout the summer we get new families visiting. We had last weekend, we had several new families visit, and that kids came to VBS the week prior and that sort of thing. But almost every week during the summer, we get new families that come in here. A lot, of course, Rogers is a growing area. A lot of people are moving into the area, and they want to find church and activities for kids and that sort of thing before, during the summertime, before school and everything else starts. So, yeah, it's a huge need, and if you feel that inclination at all, reach out to Jackie or Courtney and jump in.
Yep.
Yeah, same with Connections team. We need Connections help and tech team and everything else.
Yep, and I was just going to kind of lead that into, I know it's a month and a half away, but as we go into September, if you could think ahead with us and think about this fall, because that's when the weekend after Labor Day, not only do we have a huge kickoff block party, which we've been working on the details. Terry Gilsrud has been killing it, working on the details for this. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Block party. And but as that kind of kicks off the program year here at Northridge. That's when we start regular programs for the youth and the kids. Wednesday night, Sunday morning. That's when we're going to be starting this new series on the Book of Matthew with the whole church-wide series. But that's when we're going to really want to have a huge group of people serving with us and volunteers, all on the kids, youth, connections, tech, worship, all of these, any kind of things in Northridge, make a difference teams, any other adult teams, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's nothing wrong with getting in touch with us now and saying you'd be love to be part of things in the fall.
Yeah.
So you might be busy and all over the place this summer, but let us know about this fall. It's never too early.
No, it's not.
Anything else, Greg, that you can think of?
No, there's the date. You remember the date for the Sundays on Saturday?
Oh yes, so there's going to be a
that's fun.
Really funny, really clever name.
Yeah.
Sundays on Saturday.
Sundays as in ice cream Sunday.
Yes, on
D-A-E.
Saturday as in Saturday.
Yeah, so after the Saturday night service.
And that's I think in August.
Yeah, it's August something. I could look it up. We should.
Yeah.
We just went over all this calendar as a staff yesterday in our staff meeting.
Yep.
And so
You're the
there's
one who
lots
had
of
the
dates.
calendar
I know, but all
the
those
computer
dates,
in
like
front of you.
it all kind of
Almost
melds together
too
when
much.
you're not looking at it. I will look it up.
So
Here.
Saturday
Keep talking,
after
Andy.
the service, it's just the goal is just to hang out and fellowship, eat some ice cream.
Saturday, August 21st.
Saturday, August 21st. Sundays on Saturday. There's no cost to it, right?
No.
Yep. The goal is community fellowship.
Yeah.
Even if you don't normally go to church on Saturday, you can still come to church on Saturday and then go to church on Sunday, or just go to church on Saturday, either or. But come for the Sundays on Saturday. Terry Gilsrud thought of that name. Very, very funny, clever.
You know where you can't go on Sunday? Chick-fil-A.
Yes. So no chicken on Sunday.
But come that Saturday for a
random.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yes. Any other events that you can think of?
I can't. No, I think that's about it. I mean, I have a small group leader and potential small group leader. If you ever thought about being a leader in a small group, or you think like, hey, you know what, I could help out my small group leader and maybe help co-lead or something like that. We do have a small group leader kickoff and rally coming up in August, which there'll be more info about that coming soon. But as far as events go, that's about it. Youth is happening every Wednesday night. Man, it's awesome to see how many kids are showing up here on Wednesday nights in the summer for youth group.
How many were there last time?
I don't know the count. I just drove by and then I came later to pick up Asher. But I mean, I'm guessing by what I saw, just the boys out here playing soccer afterwards in the parking lot. I mean, there had to have been 30 kids total
So
around.
didn't Asher invite some friends yesterday?
Yeah, Asher had some friends come.
How'd that go?
And good, I think.
They're twins. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the sister's name?
Savannah.
Savannah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a brother and sister twins, and yeah, friends of Asher's from school. But it's cool, man. I mean, summer and that many kids coming to youth group is really encouraging and fun to see.
Yep. The last thing I want to let you know is next Tuesday, July 13th. You know what that is, Greg?
Tell us, Andy.
It is the MLB AllStar game.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
So what we're going to be doing is
I also have a dentist appointment that day. That's why, I thought you were going to tell everyone, join me at the dentist office. No?
You could live stream that.
I might.
Yeah. That night is going to be the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. And if you hadn't ever listened to us before, you wouldn't know that Greg and I are huge baseball fans. Yep. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be setting up shop here in the worship center and putting the All-Star Game on the big screen and bring some couches in there, coffee table, and just hang out, maybe eat some pizza, and commentate during the All-Star Game. A little bit of like if we were the commentators on the broadcast, a little bit of just talking. I got a bunch of things I want to ask you about, Greg.
Okay. Kind of like this.
Kind of like this, but a little less formal.
But with baseball.
Baseball. And it's going to be only on the NRF.life group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way we don't get
shut down
for having
on YouTube
the
or
game playing in the background.
Yeah, so we can't actually show the game.
Right.
But if you want to watch along with us, I mean, I'm literally going to be trying to do all the commentary of the game in the middle of like all these talking points, and so the commercial breaks and all that kind of stuff. I got
Taylor hits a ground ball to short.
Right. I'm going to player backgrounds. I'm going to trivia for you, Greg, and we're going to talk about all sorts of stuff, everything from big surprises this year in Major League Baseball. We'll talk about our fantasy baseball team stuff. It's all baseball.
Right.
And so if you like baseball, you should come up. Or actually, you should watch us on the live stream. And if you're around, might as well stop by. You can actually get in on the live stream too. That'd be kind of funny.
All right.
But anyway,
bring a pizza.
Yes, bring. Why am I blanking on the name?
I don't know, but I feel your pain, man. I blank on names all the time.
There's a pizza place in Otsego by me.
Sarpino's. Sarpino's
yes,
is good.
If you're going to bring pizza, bring Sarpino's.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's order Sarpino's.
Yes,
that's good.
Yeah.
We used to order from there when we lived in Otsego.
I don't know if Sarpino's would deliver here.
I don't think they would.
I might just have to go get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tuesday, July 13th, we'll probably start the stream a little bit before the game starts, like 6:45, just to kind of get things on. The game starts at 7. It's going to be weird.
Weird.
Should be fun.
It'll be fun. I mean, we're watching the All-Star game. It's fun. The baseball All-Star game is one of the few that still feels like a game, and it kind of matters.
Yeah, the basketball one stinks.
The
hockey one stinks.
They get out of the way and let
football
everyone.
One stinks.
Yeah.
Do they do a soccer All-Star?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
But all the other leagues, it's kind of like just there's no defense. Let's get out of the way.
Let's not get hurt.
Let's just let the guy dunk.
Yeah.
Or football, like they don't tackle. You know what would be funny is if sometime in the Pro Bowl, like in the NFL, one guy, defensive player, just decided he's going to take everything super seriously and just starts laying people out.
Well, I think some guys do.
Well, if it's like that guy that doesn't get a lot of recognition and he's there, but by and large, the game ends up being like 60 to 54. And,
everybody criticizes the tryhard in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
but in baseball,
MLB,
it's different.
There's some fun and stuff included, but
they're trying. They wanna compete against their, because baseball is such an individualistic sport as well as a team sport.
Well, you're representing your team.
Yep.
Every team has at least one player, so you feel like
talk about that.
Yeah, well, I don't like it, but
we'll talk about that. Don't talk about it. Anyway, July 13th, 7:00. Join us for the live stream of the All-Star game. You can put it on in the background and just shut the sound off. That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
You two make me laugh. Oh, hey, Cindy. Hey, sorry I didn't text you back, Cindy. We'll talk soon. That's enough for the NRF news. I want to end today with a quiz. Do you like quizzes, Greg?
No, but okay, let's do it.
This is a quiz about quotes. Famous quotes, but I didn't want to do like too obvious ones, but quotes from people in history.
Okay.
And we'll see if you can get who they are.
Oh, I guess who it's from.
Yes. Okay. And I'm going to try to, I'll give
Winston Churchill.
I'll try to give you.
He's one of them, huh?
I'll start.
Is he? I can tell.
I'll start with the quote. And then if you can't get it, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. Okay. So here's number one. Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools.
Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. Sounds like a mid 20th century American president. You're laughing, so it's probably not. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Who? I don't know.
That's Napoleon.
Was it?
Yep. That's why.
Dynamite? Duh.
That's why I was laughing, because it's like, he wished he had that much power.
Yeah. Napoleon.
Yeah.
Okay. What was it again? Impossible?
Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools.
But he probably said it in French.
Yeah, I don't know French.
Impossible.
Number two, imagination is more important than knowledge.
Ooh. Walt Disney.
No.
I like that. But
imagination is more important than knowledge.
I mean, it'll get you in a lot of trouble, but so not Walt Disney. How about Steve Jobs?
No.
No? I'm done. Who?
Scientist. Think scientist.
Albert Einstein?
Yep.
Oh, okay. He had a lot of good ones like that kind of downplayed how smart he was. Like, oh, I know a lot of stuff, but it's not that important. Like,
yeah because he was kooky.
Yeah. The hair and everything.
Yeah, and just his face. Number three, we are not the makers of history. We are made by history.
JFK.
No. I'll say close, but not close what you think.
Robert Kennedy. No. Okay. Not that close.
Not that kind of close.
We are
not the makers of history. We are made by history. Which is really interesting coming from who it is because of what they like to do to history today. Is that another hint?
Well, yeah, but it could be so many people. Literally could be anybody who has ever existed ever.
Yes.
Okay, who?
Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, okay.
And the reason I said it's close because you said JFK, I said MLK.
Same era.
And I said it's interesting because they're wanting certain people, certain groups are wanting to delete history.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
History's important. It's crazy how many inspirational quotes and things we get from that era, though, that time. Like, whether it's Martin Luther King Jr. or JFK or, just that kind of point in American history we pull a lot from.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Who's
next?
It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop.
Sounds Sounds like something a turtle would say.
It's a philosopher.
Yeah.
Obvious. I mean,
How old?
very old.
Descartes.
No.
No?
Confucius say.
Okay. Okay.
I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears,
Oh, no,
and
I know
sweat.
this. Oh, I know this quote. Who is that? Dang it.
He said his name earlier.
I know. I was going to ask, have I said his name? So is this the
It's not Walt Disney.
is this the FDR one?
Nope.
Or is it JFK?
Nope.
Who else did I say? Steve
Winston
Jobs?
Churchill.
Oh, Winston Churchill. I've seen that quote. He was my first guest before you even made quotes, so I forgot I said his name. Even.
So you were right a
yeah.
long time ago. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Oh, no, who is that? I don't know. I forgot who said that.
Julius Caesar.
That Julius Caesar? I should probably know that.
Who said I came, I saw, I kicked some.
That was on Ghostbusters, wasn't it? We came, we saw, we. Yeah, wasn't that Ghostbusters?
Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Here's another one. All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them.
Walt Disney.
Right. Ding, ding, ding. You got one right.
Yeah.
Here's another one.
I'm 1 out of 8 or whatever.
My 1 of 7.
Okay.
My favorite things in life don't cost any money. It's really clear that the most precious resource we all have is time.
Someone who's probably really wealthy and older in life. Is that Bill Gates?
Nope. Close.
Really?
Yeah.
Steve Jobs.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Who you
cool.
also said earlier.
I did say
Yeah.
earlier, but I did. That's why I didn't want to say him again. So
This
he's not old though.
Well, not
He
anymore.
was when he said it. Oh, sorry.
I fight on. I fight to win. Are you looking at my screen?
No, I'm not. I'm gazing at.
It looks like you are.
I'm not. I promise. I fight on. I fight to win.
I'd give you $100 if you get this.
That's the.
without looking at my screen.
What's the author of The Art of War? The old Chinese. I forget the guy's name.
It's not him.
No.
No.
I fight on. I fight to win. Or is it a line from the movie 300? I don't know.
It's Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher. All right.
Yeah. Here's another one which I'd be really surprised if you got. A desperate disease requires a dangerous remedy.
How current is this?
Not current.
So it's not having to do with the coronavirus pandemic?
No.
The desperate disease. Abraham Lincoln.
Nope.
Oh.
I'm hope I pronounce his name right.
Oh, man. You give me people you don't even know?
Guy Fawkes. It's just a list of quizzes that
Oh.
he was a British revolutionary that. Remember, the anonymous masks?
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
that mask
Yeah.
came from.
Okay.
And he was arrested for conspiracy to burn down the church. Anyway.
Guy
that was
Fawkes.
one. Guy Fawkes. It's
That's- is that-
Fawkes. But it was in like the 1800s.
So is that where, what was that? Is that the movie, was that somehow tied into that V for Vendetta or something?
I think it was inspired
saw
by it.
that.
I don't think it was
I never saw that movie.
like
But
based on it.
they use that same mask, right?
Yeah.
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 What happened to Anonymous? That was a big thing for like a couple years.
Well, I had heard that
They found out who it was.
No, I heard that.
Surprise! Scooby Doo and Shaggy got.
No, it's
snuck
the
up.
old neighbor.
Oh.
Old neighbor Steve, or whatever his name was. It's I heard that he recently tweeted. Like it was on the Rogan podcast where he tweeted at Elon Musk for driving down, like playing with Dogecoin,
Oh.
like stability.
Oh.
Anyway,
Oh. So he's protecting his wealth now. Is what it, what he's.
yeah.
Oh. I thought maybe it's Banksy.
Guy Fawkes.
Instead.
He was famous for, let's see, let me just read the general one. Fighting for the Spanish, a member of the group of the provincial English Catholics who was involved in the failed attempt to burn down Westminster Palace. No,
Okay.
something like that. Anyway, how about this one? British women can't cook.
British women can't. What was it?
British women can't cook.
Julia Child. No.
No. Prince Philip.
Oh. Okay.
Which writer said, "It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves."
It's not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves.
Yeah.
That sounds like J.K. Rowling.
No.
Oh, does it? I'm just. Oh, no.
You bite your thumb at me,
Yeah.
sir.
Oh, I don't know. Who's that?
William Shakespeare.
Oh. Did he invent like half the English language or something like that? Crazy. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be. You should ask Carolyn. She wants to be a linguistic specialist for the FBI.
Really?
Carolyn Fix.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Interesting.
this one's easy. Let me just read you the second part of it. Now you see me, now you don't. His hands can't hit what his eyes can't see.
Oh. Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Or was he Cassius Clay then?
I think he was Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad
at that
Ali,
point.
yeah.
But that's
Same
good
person.
call, yeah. When someone is cruel or acts like a bully, you don't stoop to their level. No, our motto is when they go low, we go high.
Oh, that was Barack Obama, wasn't it? Or he said something like that. Was it Obama? No? Who was that? You're looking at me with a blank stare. I don't know if I'm on to something or not.
You are onto something, but
Okay.
it wasn't Barack Obama.
Oh, it was Michelle Obama.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. No. But I believe he said something similar. I just remember that.
I'm sure it was similar.
She said it, I think it was in the Democratic National Convention. I think that's when she said that. I am probably and can most certainly be wrong.
You know what Chris Rock said, though?
No.
We need bullies because otherwise we get presidents like Donald Trump. If we don't have
Yeah.
anybody to bully anybody.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Second to last one here.
Okay.
It is our choices that show we are truly are far more than our abilities. It is our choices that show who we truly are far more than our abilities.
I like that quote, but I don't know who that is. But let's just say JFK.
No, you said their name earlier.
Oh, I've said a lot of names.
I'm surprised that, for just me picking a random list.
That's going to be
Who did you say that you already have guessed one of their quotes?
Bill
You
Gates.
actually said it on a funny one. No.
I don't remember. I say a lot of things, Andy. I don't know. What are you doing with your phone? Are you recording me? What
No,
what is
I'm
this?
not. I
Okay.
have one more that I want to read to you.
Okay. No, who is that?
J.K. Rowling.
Oh, was it really? What was that? What was the quote?
It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities.
Okay.
And I'm sure she was talking about Harry Potter.
Maybe.
You know,
So here
the magic.
she's a little fascinating to me in that just her story, because like she was homeless living in her car right before Harry Potter
sure. I don't
broke.
know.
I believe she was, and then like I'm not a big Harry Potter guy. Jordan likes the books. Asher likes it. Actually, Riley loves the movies. She can't read the books yet, but I know obviously Harry Potter's like huge phenomenon, right? But she was homeless, I think, before, and then she even got turned down by a bunch of publishers. One saying that kids don't like books about wizards and magic.
Boy, were they wrong.
Boy, were they wrong! But like in the history of I mean, how many kids' stories involve magic and wizards and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
It's like what
Especially
a dumb
when it
statement.
involves kids being
Right,
wizards
right,
and magic.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that seems obvious. But if you're a publisher and you got money on the line and you got to make
Sure.
I don't know. I don't want to put myself in their shoes, but to go from homeless to, I believe she's the wealthiest person in England, or at least the wealthiest woman in England, aside from the royal family. Just crazy.
Well, I mean,
Right?
it makes sense.
As an adult, like, in adulthood, homeless, and then
Yeah. It's really
I mean,
been, what,
relatively
20 years.
a few years later,
Yeah.
right? But when did Harry Potter the books really hit? I mean,
I don't know. 25 years.
it was early 2000s when they got really
okay, so 20,
popular.
20 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just such a huge difference in.
I'm
in
not.
life,
I've seen all the
lifestyle.
movies. I haven't been like
I've seen most of
know,
them, parts of them, because
super
the kids watch them.
super crazy about
Yeah.
watching them. I just kind of watch them. But they do have a new video game coming out.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is
Well, it's like pre-Harry Potter days. And
I have played a lot of the Lego Harry Potter video games with
the
Riley.
Lego games are awesome.
The Lego games are
Yeah, especially
they're great.
They're fun to play with kids.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you play the whole
'Cause you
story.
can
The
play
Star Wars
together.
one, you play like through
Yep.
all the whole story.
Because you can play multiplayer
Yeah.
together, and it's a lot of
All
fun.
the characters and
I got one more. It's kind of a longer quote, but I just found it the other day. I thought it was really interesting.
okay.
This is more of kind of a faith, Christian, all that stuff.
And I'm supposed to know who said it?
I don't know, you
Jesus.
can guess.
Apostle Paul. Okay.
When
go.
studying the ancient world, I realized something. Simply, the ancients were cruel and their values utterly foreign to me. The Spartans routinely murdered imperfect children. Their bodies of slaves were treated like outlets for the physical pleasure of those with power. Infanticide, I don't know how to say that, killing babies, was common. The poor and the weak had no rights. How did we get from there to here? It was Christianity. Christianity revolutionized sex and marriage, demanding that men control themselves and prohibiting all forms of rape. Christianity confined sexuality within monogamy. And it's ironic that these are now the very standards for which Christianity is derided. Christianity elevated women. In short, Christianity utterly transformed the world. Any idea who you think said that? I mean, you do.
That's we say at first it's very interesting observation, because I don't know that we talk about that very often, how revolutionary Christians in church world, like we tend to talk about Jesus being revolutionary in the sense that it's God's son sent, right, and to redeem us, and that, like, how amazing that is, but revolutionary in a cultural sense, because like Jesus, just the stories we read of how he treated and dealt with women alone in the Gospels was just revolutionary and not normal, right? and the the downtrodden, the sick and downtrodden, and all that. But so who said it?
Well, you would think it would be some great Christian
C.S. Lewis
philosopher
or
or theologian.
Or what's the who's the
Jordan Peterson.
Yes, is that Jordan Peterson?
No, it was actually an atheist. That
Really?
Said it, by the name of Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Spider-Man said
Not
that.
that Tom Holland. I don't know.
There's two?
Spider-Man. Do you think he's an atheist?
Oh, so that alternate universe thing, like the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
No, this is a writer theologian. Just happened to have the same name as the guy who plays one of the Spider.
Not theologian.
Or not
Writer,
theologian.
philosopher.
Philosopher. But he's a self-proclaimed atheist. Written a lot of books about being atheist and all this kind of stuff. Maybe I don't know if he's one of the nuns. You know what the nuns are?
Yeah.
The group of atheism, the new atheism.
Don't claim anything.
Yeah.
Not N-U-N, none. N-O-N-E.
N-O-N, yeah.
Not N-U-N.
N-O-N-E,
Yeah.
the nuns. But he's kind of like not as big as Sam Harris, who's one of the big atheists today. But he's a big dude. I mean,
well-known guy.
He's big in the atheist community, written a lot of books. But he wrote that. And he actually has a lot of interesting, not negative things to say about Christianity in general. And I found that one of my old guitar students, Chris Rogers, a former, I should say former. I mean, he's older than me, but former guitar students when I was teaching at the community center. He recently became, I think he was ordained as a Catholic priest within the last 10 years. But anyway, he posted this on his Facebook. He just said food for thought. And I thought it was really interesting, so I thought I'd bring it up here and just see what you thought about that.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listening to guys like Sam Harris, there's a really cool debate on YouTube. I think there's 4 of them, and each of them are like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. But it's a conversation. It's sort of be debatey, but between Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris, and they're all moderated by somebody else who just kind of keeps them on track because both guys love to talk.
Yeah.
And Jordan's like a massive run-on sentence, where Sam Harris is more like a soundbite guy.
Yeah.
But even Sam Harris talks about how atheists today are oftentimes going back to the church to find some form of moral base, because they're realizing that nothing can't create something, which is interesting. But so a lot of them are bringing their kids back to some form of religious institution to help teach their kids some form of morality. And then you have this guy talking about this, which I don't know. I don't know if there's a whole lot to say there. I just thought it was interesting, and it kind of fit with this whole quote thing. So any other thoughts about that?
Well, the one thing what's this really mean for us? Because we can look at history and, the church, capital C church, has been involved with some like really amazing, awesome movements. But then there's also been groups that have done some horrible things. We think of like the Inquisition or the Crusades or things like that. But
which he mentions.
Right. So the church is made of humans. And although we believe, Christians, believe in who Jesus is and what he's done for us and that, but we still sin. We still have potential to sin and do horrible things, right? Because we're human beings and we're marred by that. But the other side is, what it tells me is that as a Christ follower, if I'm doing my part in this world to do my best to represent who Christ is in me, then that gets noticed. And not that I would do something just to get noticed, but you know what I mean? Even people who don't believe in Jesus might see what the church is doing and say, oh, wow, that's cool. That's awesome. Oh, it's admirable. They'll say something like that. Oh, that's admirable that you guys would do that. And so that's just kind of what I thought of. I mean, it gets noticed. Our actions get noticed, whether good or bad. And we know that, but I don't know, sometimes we just kind of forget or live as if that doesn't happen. And one of the great things when Jordan and I were in a transition period and looking ministry wise, and found Northridge and ended up here, that's one of the things I noticed quickly was just in the values is make a difference. And it's practiced, and it's just part of the DNA here of Northridge. But that's important. It's really important to me that we are making a difference in the world, in the community and the world. And so I think that's what he's referring to is major shifts in culture have been started and fueled by who Christ is and how he's working in his people. And it goes back to what I preached on this weekend on unity. I mean, when we're working in unity and our goal is Jesus, and I mean, then awesome things like this are going to happen. So it's cool that even someone who wouldn't acknowledge Christ or the church as their own would notice that and see it and say, no, look, this is pretty significant.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah, I'm not encouraging you to go out and read any of Tom Holland's stuff, by all means.
They're comics. They're like in comic books, right?
They're really short. They got a lot of pictures. But I am encouraging you to challenge your own beliefs is a way to strengthen what you do believe.
Yeah, sure.
For instance, I love listening to that Jordan Peterson, Sam Harris debates because it makes me think deeper, makes me challenges why I think. That way, when I have conversations with people that believe something or think something other than me, my initial response isn't just to get defensive because I don't really know what I'm talking about, or I have no backing for what I believe. I actually do have some thought put into it. I do have some backing for my answers.
Yeah.
And I think it sets the conversation up a lot better than I think a lot of times we tend to go into conversations with not a whole lot of clear information of why we think certain ways. And I think that when both sides do that, it just means a recipe for bad conversation. And then we end up, getting into some fight or whatever. And so I think just being thoughtful and thinking about that stuff and developing your thoughts and ideas. I'd love to, we could just, talk to Greg and I. We'd love to talk about any of that kind of stuff.
Great.
Anyway, any other thoughts on that?
No, it's just I think what you're describing a little bit is like that, what they call like that echo chamber, right? When you just surround yourself with just people who think like you read things to kind of like, well, you mentioned it. You talked about this last summer, I think, when you preached. I can't even think of the confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just like that, and that's natural. I think we want to. I'll enjoy this because this person thinks like me, or is going to say things I want to hear.
Yeah.
But
and there's nothing wrong with hanging around people that are like you,
not at all,
and that believe the same thing. I mean,
but it's
that's
healthy
why
to
we have church. But
branch out a little bit.
But what you'll find happens is you end up mind melding, and thinking and speaking. Even you just repeat words that you heard. You don't even have any. Sort of formulated ideas about them yourself. You just say because that's what you heard either on a video or your friends or your relative or whoever said it, and then you just say that out into the world, and then somebody challenges you on it. And you have no idea, no basis for why you said it, or any sort of foundation or backing for it, even if it might be right. It's just you can't follow up with anything more than that. Because the echoes just keep bouncing off, and you just grab, what hits. So it's really important to kind of hear things from other views, and I don't know. I think it's healthy.
I agree,
especially in today's world. And stay off the social media stuff. Don't get in controversial conversations.
Stay off the social media stuff.
That's not worth. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever gotten in a fight on social media?
In the past, not in a fight, but like yeah,
Like a little disagreement.
yeah. But it's usually
Not
for me.
sports
It's usually
related.
yeah, it's usually around sports. It's usually just around sports, and it's usually with friends.
Yeah.
You know, but
But that's kind of fun.
yeah,
But when anything other important stuff like politics, religion, or morality, or any
Yeah.
like the social commentary stuff, it is so not worth it getting into it. Even
It's
if
really not.
however right you feel
yeah,
to get into it on social media, because you're missing out on so much. Not only is it hard to articulate typing something out, especially if it's on Twitter, because you're limited to a certain amount of words, but you have no intention. You don't get any of that intent. You don't get any of the emotion or the what's the inflection of the voice or tone or any of that kind of stuff. And so just
Yeah.
don't do it. It's not
Yeah.
worth it. You'll save yourself
yeah.
stress and anxiety.
Save that anger and those hard conversations for Andy
for
face to
in
face.
person. Yeah,
in
he
person.
come shout it in my face.
Yeah.
Anything else, Greg?
No, I'm excited for the 13th.
Yes, Tuesday 13th,
Yes,
All-Star game.
game.
What are your favorite goodbyes in history? Any so long farewell? Elvira saying goodbye?
Was that Sound of Music?
Yes.
That's the most overrated musical of all
My
time.
mom would slap you in the face.
My sister would. I know many people that would. I just never got it. I don't know why. I just never got. Anyway.
What is there to get?
I don't know. I just don't get why it's so popular. Why it's.
Oh, well, I mean, back in the day when it didn't come out in the 60s.
I don't know.
And it seems really old. It seemed, didn't they have
Yeah.
to color it at some point?
Probably.
If
don't
you know
know.
when Sound of
Just
Music
the
came
I
out,
don't
just type the date in the comments
You could
section.
Google it.
I could, but we're about done here.
Favorite goodbyes. Oh, you know why? I don't know why I just thought of this.
even just
but
like what you would say to people, like
That's-
peace out.
no.
No,
See ya later. I just usually say later. I think or
Bye.
I don't know what I say. Later. See ya.
bye.
Bye.
That was supposed to be my